I'm Brian Johnston, Director of Education and President of the IART. I had the privilege of working with Rick McCutcheon prior to the 2005 Canadian Bodybuilding Championships. Now what you're about to see on this video are various recordings of Rick's training about 15 days previous to the competition, 3 workouts per muscle group. And what's interesting to note is that although Rick continued to reduce his body fat percentage, his measurements, his body weight either maintained or even increased, which indicates how intense his training actually was. And in the case of his legs, they increased by nearly an inch each over 3 workouts.
The reason why Rick produced such good results prior to competition is that he undertook a very intense blitz cycle, whereby each muscle was trained every 5 days on average. 3 sets for small muscles, such as biceps and triceps, 4 to 5 sets for shoulders, 5 sets for back and 5 for chest, and upward of 7 sets for thighs. All sets were performed to momentary muscular fatigue, and often there was an inclusion of set variables. Off-season training, after the 2005 Canadian National Bodybuilding Championships, will resume a more reserved approach, with each muscle trained once every 7 days on a split routine for 3 to 5 sets per muscle. Occasionally, Rick will specialize and increase set volume and variables by 50 to 100% for 2 or 3 workouts before returning to a reduced workout protocol.
Come on, Rick. Come on. Oh, oh, For me, when you set goals, you got to set something that's obtainable. I don't mean easy. You still want to work to get there. It has to be obtainable. So when then you reach a goal, you're motivated and you push yourself harder to reach another goal. So you keep getting better and better. Whether that's bodybuilding, weightlifting, being a better father, a better businessman, a better whatever. Set yourself little stretches so when you make it to the end, you worked every inch to get there, fail or succeed, you'll always succeed if you try to be your very, very best. That's my opinion on goals. Make them attainable and go get them. As I'm getting ready for the Canadians, I'm pushing myself as hard as I possibly can. I did a show in Ontario's and we had 10 weeks to gain as much muscle mass as we wanted. Our goal was to reach 10 pounds, so I'm training as heavy as possible, as strict as possible, eating as much as possible to reach that goal. And I guess by the end of this video, you'll see how I did. Nutrition to me, with regards to weight training, is about 80% of what we do. If you're not fueling your body enough while you're working out with the right amount of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. If you look into a gym, you'll see guys that have been there 5-6 years, and you look at them and they still have the same punch, or they don't look any bigger, or they don't look any better. So to me, if you're going to really bust your ass at the gym, then pay attention to your nutrition. If you need help, then ask for help, like your doctor, or there's all kinds of books out there. And make it a way of life. Don't make it dieting, don't make it this. For me personally, I follow a very strict regimen from Monday to Friday, to as if I'm getting ready for a show. But Friday night I'll have beers, pizza with my kids, watch movies, and go out with my friends. But by Sunday dinner time again, I'm right back as if I'm getting ready for a show. And that's how I maintain my 10 to 11% physique all year round. To me, if you're getting ready to step on a stage in bodybuilding, you gotta have a tough soul, a tough skin. You might not win, and you're having 9 judges or sometimes 11 judges critiquing your body, what you busted your ass to get. Let's be honest, you trained hard, you dieted hard, you ate well, and you look in the mirror and to you, you're the best you've ever looked. So when you're on stage, remember that feeling, that you're the best that you could be on that day, and don't worry what other people think. I think competing is still good. It's nice to know how good you are to, even in a level 1 show, go for Mr. Subry for me, for example. It's nice to know that you belong there. And to me, the biggest thing, even at the Canadians, my dream was to get there. Of course, I want to win, and I'm not going to lie and say that's not my next goal is to win. I want to win, but when we got there and I weighed in, and I'm looking, and I had a friend that's been in the sport, and they're telling me, and I know they'll be honest with me, saying, you belong, you could win this show. It's probably the best feeling I've ever had besides getting married and having children. And the high that you get on stage at that first cheer, I can't explain that to you. I'd recommend you try it, because there's nothing like it.